No? Alright then, ladies and gentlemen, I'm with Amarjeet Singh. How you doing? You alright?
Yeah, thank you, Ben. How about yourself?
Not too bad, not too bad. It's been a while,
Yeah, it's been the last two shows.
Do you remember the last show?
Yeah, extremely good show it was.
What was your highlight of that night?
Stoppage, first round.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was a good fight, mate.
Definitely was going to be a big one to top, but judging by the fight card, I think he's definitely going to do it again.
Yeah, this show that Gavin's doing, each show he tops it and tops it and tops it. And with the main event this time, it's not one to be missed. Like pay-per-view as well, so everyone that can't make it to the event, they can watch it online.
Definitely making it a lot more available as well, because usually they sell out the events, don't they?
Yeah.
It's very hard to get a seat anyway. So now it's online and pay-per-view. I think there's going to be a lot of people watching at home, a lot of people excited. I think personally, before we get into the press conference, we'll probably just go through the card and just say a few highlights about a few of the fighters that we're quite familiar with on the scene.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
Firstly, I want to talk about you.
Okay, let's go ahead.
How's the break been?
Break's been tough, you know, just literally got back into training recently, had a bump in the road, but back onto training, hopefully get back out in October on TMA's next show.
Over a year off though, I'm sure the diet was hard. I know it tested me a lot. I know a lot of people have been going back to the gym recently. Some people tried to train over the lockdown. What was training like for you though? Was it hard to keep fit?
For myself, it's been more coaching Dylan, helping him take over his professional boxing career, and then now focus more on myself.
Let's talk about Dylan then quickly.
Yeah.
Where is his mind at the moment? How's he going? What's the training like?
Training's perfect, mate. He's just started camp. He's 7 weeks out from his debut. It's going to be on Errol show, BCB, so looking forward to that one.
And we've both seen him in the past and seen him grow, definitely. I've had the pleasure of announcing him. Yeah. I can't wait to see the debut as well.
Yeah, it should be great. It's going to be Wednesday, so tickets will be out for that one soon as well.
And where would we go to get some tickets from his page?
It'd be from TMA as well. Yeah, because it's going to be under BCB, so TMA to Dylan to myself, so it should be good.
Just keep eyes out, keep eyes and ears out. Okay, let's move on to the card then for Sunday. I mean, first and foremost, I know we've got a few good fighters opening the show. One person that I remember from the last show, Romain Porter.
Oh, Romain, yeah, very good fighter. It's nice to see that he's back kicking again. I remember being a kid and looking up to a fighter like Romain, watching him in some good fights, so it's good to see him back kicking.
Hopefully, I know he's coming in strong. He's got a strong mind, strong will. I spoke to him briefly earlier as well. I don't know a lot about his opponent, but I've heard he's coming to fight, so I don't think it's going to be an easy one for him. But again, judging from his last performance, I think if his head's in the game, then it's going to be an early one again.
I'm sure it will be. He's got a very good camp behind him, very good coach, very good team. So I think he'll come in all guns blazing, focus head, and I think he might get a late stoppage. Yeah.
Only 2 days away. I guess we'll find out, won't we? Moving on next, professional fight, Jack Dillaway. Thoughts on Jack?
Jack, again, very good fighter, one of our sparring partners as well. Okay. I think he's very skillful. You know, he's got a tough fight, a good challenging fight, but he's looking very strong in camp as well. So I wouldn't be surprised if he does stop it late. Jack is a very skillful fighter. Yeah.
5 2-minute rounds. It'll be interesting to see what happens in the later rounds. I've seen him in his last fight. Again, I had the pleasure of announcing him. I liked his style. It'd be very interesting for me too. Again, I think we're going to see fireworks pretty much throughout the show. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. And especially with the next fight, you've got, is it Donovan? You know, in his last fight, he made a very big statement. I think it was a 5 Nations title he won. Very good knockout as well. So I've been watching that. Everyone's training, and he's been training quite hard the last, I think, 3-4 weeks. So he should come out with a bang, hopefully, again.
I think it's interesting, really, especially seeing kickboxers come up in the game. Like, as for like styles make fights, and like the last 3 fighters alone that we spoke to, they've got very unique styles, very enthusiastic, aggressive, but always sharp, always on the button as well. I think it's phenomenal. What do you think?
I agree, mate. The last few fighters are from the same camp. Romain, Donovan, obviously Jack's from TMA, so they all come from a good background, a good kickboxing background, a bit of good freestyle background, mixing the boxing with the kicks.
Co-main event, Big Tom Pie.
Happy to see him
back for a bang.
Definitely. His last fight was boxing. I think it was about 3 years ago. A couple of years ago. Yeah. He had a good stoppage. I'm sure it was a body shot. Very, very good fight. And then before that, he won his world title, WRC world champion, 10 rounds war, I think. So it's good to see him back in the ring. Hopefully, he'll have a big year planned ahead.
I'm hoping so too. I think he spoke about a couple of fights that he's got already that he's planning after he takes on this fight. Always explosive, Tom. Big, tough, strong lad. Wouldn't want to be his opponent. Have you ever trained with him?
Very long time ago, when I used to train with Gavin on a Wednesday doing sparring. He used to come down, do some technical sparring with them.
Okay.
Again, very powerful fighter. So I'm looking forward to that fight.
Do you think it's going to go the distance?
No.
Do you think many of these fights are going to go the distance?
You know what? Looking at the card now, talking about everyone, I've said everyone's a power fighter, so it should be an exciting night.
I think it might be an early one. Might go home for a nice early Sunday dinner. Obviously, main event. I'm looking forward to it. Kazim the Dream is back again. The record speaks for itself. I don't know a lot about his opponent again. I know that you know quite a bit about him. Hopefully, you can school me a bit.
Liam's very good. He's got a good amateur background. He had his first professional fight on Gavin's, I think his show 2 years ago when he fought Dylan. Won the WK World title. So he comes in with a strong camp. He's got Howie as his coach. Howie's a very, very, very good coach. Hopefully, this fight will go the distance, but I don't see it.
12 twos.
I'll give it 8 rounds.
How long did Kazim's last fight go?
Kazim's last fight, I think he stopped him was it the third? 9th. Okay, I shot that bit short. 8th, I think it was. He just shouted.
It sounded like a fast fight, that's for sure. I remember being there.
The IKF, the fight before that, he went 12 rounds. So his last 2 fights, he has gone the distance. I've seen Kazim in camp as well recently. He's been doing a lot of sparring with Dylan. He looks fit, very, very, very fit. Probably the dangerous I've ever seen Kazim come into a fight.
Really?
But again, Liam, I've been following both fighters. Liam online, he's been training very tough, so it should be an exciting fight.
Do you reckon you know what the decision will be, or are you just going to sit back and watch as a fan?
Sit back, watch as a fan. I've got a feeling what the decision is going to be, but end of the day, both fighters in the ring, both fighters have trained hard, so respect, good luck to both of them.
Yeah. Fantastic. I think we're going to tune in for the press conference now.
Good. Thanks for that, guys. A brilliant introduction to the show. I'm joined now. What's that, Steve? Is my face that bad? Everyone says I've got a face for radio. We good to go? Yeah, great introduction there by Amajit and Ben, introducing the card and just having a quick chat. It's really good to be back promoting shows. It's been probably the hardest show I've ever promoted with all the restrictions in place. Obviously, when we agreed the main event, Kazim versus Liam, that's got to have been, it feels like 10 years ago now. Obviously it wasn't, but it's just been a long road to get here. But to be back here now, ready to go again, it's exciting. And I'm proud to be joined by Romain Porter and his dad, Garth, and trainer. So, Romain, welcome to the show. Good to have you back.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, how are you feeling?
Feeling good. Ready to go.
Ready to go.
Itching.
Ready to go. Obviously, the last time, a bit like Kaz, really. I've always pestered to try and get you on the show, and then all of a sudden it clicked, and now you're hooked. Now you're hooked. You're not getting away. So, obviously, the last show we come back with boxing. Now you've joined up. Obviously, you're training with Garth still, and now you've joined up with Tyrone. It's a great partnership. But what I wanted to ask you really was, what is the reason for coming back in K1 rather than when you started to come back in boxing?
I like change, but I've really found my feet in K1 at the minute. That's the whole reason I got on with Tyrone, because me and Tyrone are from the same place, from Neil Kelly's gym, so we kind of know each other a lot. And on my journey to K1, I've picked up a lot of stuff off other people, so I'm just bringing it all together now and trying to establish myself in K1.
And how have you found the transition? Obviously, you was very experienced in full contact, winning world titles, fighting all over. And now, how do you find the transition to leg kicks and knees?
I've had a lot of time to practice and train, because before lockdown, I had a fight confirmed, and then it got locked down literally the week before my rest week. So I've been training for 2 years now, learning and adapting new skills. So I'm ready to put more on show now.
And Garth, how have you seen the transition? Obviously, you've been with him since he could crawl, before he could crawl.
I started training when he was 2 years old.
2 years old. How old are you now?
26.
26.
Yeah, just like his son. My grandson, he started as well too.
Fair,
but yeah, it's nice. Like nice to see him back, wanting to get back out there. You know, within his life, with business and things like that, he's sorted himself out. So now he wants to go out there and find his passion again.
I bet it's good for you as a dad as well as a coach
God,
to see him back in that ring
Well,
and kicking.
Definitely, I'd rather the kicking than the boxing. Like, but I'm feeling the knees, everybody's near me these days, like, and kicking me in the legs, like, so it is a big difference, like, but definitely his power's coming through now, because the last time he fought, he was a boy.
And
Now he's a man. So I think I've ordered some new bionic arms because, I'm feeling the pressure, but
does that mean you're getting stronger? Does that mean we're going to expect excitement, fireworks?
I'm a heavier fighter as well, so there's going to be a lot more weight between the shots.
Fair. And obviously it's your first fight with no shin pads. How do you think?
Confident.
Yeah?
Confident, yeah.
Are your shins ready?
Yeah, ready. Condition, 2 years condition.
Have you got Monday booked off work?
No.
Obviously now we're coming back, you've got a focus, you've got a goal, obviously. And what is that goal within K1? Where would you like to end up?
Where everyone else wants to be professional world champion.
Good.
Everyone wants to be. So.
And it's definitely achievable, isn't it?
baby steps. We just take one step at a time, and whatever we.
So there's no immediate rush.
No, there's no rush. Still want to learn the game. Still want to experience. Take our time. We don't jump in head first. Build up, get some fights under our belt, and then see what's available. It's just the transition's just starting.
Yeah. And how is it with you working with two? Obviously, you've worked with your dad all the time, and now obviously Tyrone's on board as well. How is it working?
Time management,
yeah,
and repetition. When you get into a certain routine, it gets easier. So
yeah.
I'm in a good routine at the minute, so I'm 3 times down Northampton, 3 times my dad.
Good. You're putting the work in there,
yeah,
and we should see the results come Sunday.
100%.
I'm looking forward to it. You got anything to say to any sponsors, any fans?
Thank you for everyone who's supporting, and the sponsors, Midway, Northampton, SW Events, and obviously my own businesses. Sponsors.
And what's your businesses?
Home improvements and luxury finish, where it's bespoke finishes in homes and stuff. So,
of course, there's a plug there. I'll have that on the t-shirt next show. Romain, pleasure.
Thank you, Gavin.
It's been a pleasure.
No, man. Thanks.
Yeah. Romain Porter making his way over. Mr. K1 taking on everybody else now. Mr. Romain Porter, how you doing?
Good.
It's been a while. How you feeling?
Yeah, feeling good. Feeling great. Ready to go now.
We got a couple of questions for you. I'm going to let him kick them off for you.
So obviously, Gavin just mentioned now you're training with Tyrone, which is a very, very good fighter. He's got a very good team behind him as well. How would you feel that training's gone for you so far, making the transition from kickboxing to boxing now to K1?
Transition very good because me and Tyrone's come from the same background. We know each other very well, so he knows how I like my style to be. So now we're just transitioning it all from kickboxing over to K1. So it's quite an easy transition, but it takes time, and it's took 2 years. Yeah, I've been working 2 years behind closed doors, so
that's good.
Yeah, it's getting there.
My turn. Okay, I got a question. You spoke about it briefly just as well. So you got your dad in your corner. Your dad's been backing you since day one. I know you got boxers like Eubanks. You've got fighters like Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. For you, I mean, it's very few people will have that experience. Is it a good thing for you? Is it a negative? Is it a challenge? How do you feel about it all?
Dad in the corner. No, it's a good thing. Yeah. It's a good thing because he's shown me the ropes from when I was young, and he's helped me through everything. When it gets hard, he pushes me, inspires me. When things get tough, he tells me to carry on going. So,
close relationship because of that?
Yeah, good relationship.
Fantastic. Good to hear.
I don't listen to him, but yeah,
that's standard, isn't it? But that's a unique bond, and not all fighters can go through. So I wanted to know your opinion.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, perfect. So obviously you said that you made the transition back to K1. What can we expect on Sunday? What's going to be different? What are you going to bring to the table to TMA?
So last time I used my legs was 6 years ago.
Yep.
I was a 60 kilo fighter. Now I've cut down to 67, so I'm a lot heavier, a lot more power, and more aggressive. So that's something to look forward to.
Perfect. Do you think you're going to go the distance on your 3-2s, or are you expecting early night?
You'll have to say on the night. I know how it's going to go, but I'm not going to say.
Another family question now. From one dad to another. So what's that like? You've got a kid now as well. And does that spur you on in the gym to want to do more to provide for the family? Does it scare you? Does it make you so you got 2 now? Sorry, you got 2. Congratulations. That's 2. I got 2 as well. So how does that make you feel again now for you stepping in the ring, but also for them in the future? How would you feel about them stepping in the ring?
I've got something to work for. My son watches my fight on YouTube all the time. He loves it. He's coming on Sunday, so it's free. Okay. So I've got to show him, you know what I mean, what his dad does, and I hope he likes it and adapts properly. So
pass on that.
Pass it on.
Cool. That's cool. Just one last question. What's next for Romain? Obviously, you never want to look past a fight, but after this fight, what's going to be next for you, mate?
There's a few opportunities come up, but as we said earlier, I was taking one step at a time. No rush. Still young, 26.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So just take one step at a time, see where it gets us.
You are young, 26, still fit and healthy, but it is the fight game. And you said yourself, you've got a day job, you've got a family, you're going against some people that haven't got a day job, or their day job is to train twice a day, and they haven't got that challenge that you've got. So again, does it make you a stronger fighter? Does it wear and tear your body down and then go into train? Again, it's a bit just different fighting other fighters that don't have to work and have that luxury. But yours.
When I get up to that stage, then eventually I won't have to work and I'll do that as full time. I'll fight for a living, but unfortunately, we need to get as far as you can.
Could only imagine what you could do if you train more.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But at the minute, my time management's perfect, so I'm not really worried about someone doing it as a living or not. I'm still getting my work in.
You still get the wins as well, exactly.
Wins, so exactly. I mean,
it's a pleasure. See you on Sunday.
Good luck. Thank you.
Nice one, guys. So Garth, you're back.
Hello,
You're back. You might as well just stay here with me.
I'm going to stay here, believe me, I'm stopping
Can
it.
you ask the questions for me?
How are you today?
Ask me on Monday. Donovan, welcome back. It feels like you're back at home. TMI Fight Series. Obviously, you've had quite a few fights now under the banner. How you feeling?
I feel good, man. I feel strong. I feel powerful. I feel, even though we've had time off, I feel like I'm stronger than I ever have been before.
Good. And do you think that's because the layoff maybe you needed?
I think I needed some time to rest, but I've been working on my boxing. I've been working on, my balance, how I'm throwing my shots, and I just feel a lot more deadly.
So you've took the time off from fighting to improve areas that.
I didn't have time when I was constantly in camp. I'm more focused on the technical side of it.
Yeah, and that's quite an important start, isn't it, Garth, really, as a coach's point of view. When you've got fights coming up all the time, these guys just want to fight. There isn't that much time to improve.
Yeah, you're learning on the battlefield.
Yeah.
But then you learn by mistakes as well, like, something you probably didn't do or something you should have done.
Yeah.
So we can look back and work on things like that, but definitely he's turned into a man, because in the ring he looks more like a man now. Like I said, his power's shining through now. So,
which you had power anyway.
Yeah.
Which you made statements in your previous fights that you've had power, and obviously you've moved up in weight for this now. You don't look out of shape moving up in weight. You look like it's going to benefit you more.
No, yeah, I feel like, as I said, I feel dangerous. I feel like before it was like I needed to land a lot of shots, but now I feel like that one shot could just change.
So it's about pinpointing accuracy now.
Yeah.
And rather than rushing, you're like transitioning now to the professional way of fighting and to, well, like I like to call it, A-class fighting. You're moving. The transition obviously is gonna show, hopefully.
Yeah, we've had great opportunities. We had number one sparring partner, that kind of like revealed loads of things and helped Donovan on his way as well, so without that, we wouldn't have.
And who have you been sparring? Who have you been training?
I've been sparring with Cass, and there's no one else I'd rather spar with. He's number one right now, pound for pound, and
So you're learning with
you have to learn, don't you, boys?
Fair play. Well, obviously, this fight now we've come back. We're fighting Lynch Spence from up north. It's going to be, I think, it's going to be a great 5 2-minute round fight, and I honestly believe the winner of this is moving on to big titles straight away. Obviously, you've worked your way up the ladder now on our shows. We're coming back now. There's only one title fight on this show, and that's obviously the 4 belts. But every single contest is an A-class bout. It's not filled with loads of 3 2-minute round fights. It's proper fights. And I'm looking at the card now, and any of these fights could be British, European, world title fights. So it's a credit to yourself for getting back in there in such tough fights straight away. And do you think, my question is that your mentality? Get me in with the best. I want to be the best.
Well, yeah, that's all I want, to be honest. I want the best. Like, I don't want step up fights. I want challenges. I thrive on challenges. When I've got a challenge and I've got someone who I think is going to be tough, that's the thing that gets me going and out, doing the sprints that other people won't do, the extra runs that other people won't do. All I want is challenges. I know some people like to, take the foot off the gas, but I don't. I like the challenge. I like to thrive in the madness. Nothing excites me more than fighting people who, people don't think I'm going to beat. He couldn't beat him. That excites me more than anything else.
Yeah, and I completely agree. When we was planning this show, I was really worried because we focus a lot on international opponents, and that's got cut away from us. So I tried to get the best people in England to fight the best people, and I really believe that we've done that. And surely to go, Garth, as a coach, you've got to be looking at the big straps next.
Definitely, if they're available while they're young, I think they've got to take the opportunity. While they heal quick, they've got to take the opportunity,
Yeah. Well,
so if the opportunity's there and we can have it, then we'll go for it.
Well, I'm looking forward to this fight. I'm looking forward to having you back on. And see lockdown out the way, get back with a bang, and hopefully have a brilliant year ahead.
Yeah, look forward to coming back better than ever.
Cool. And have you got anything you'd like to say? Sponsors, supporters, team, family?
Well, I'd like to say thank you to everyone who's put up with my shit. Because when I'm hungry, I'm rude and I'm nasty.
What are you going to eat after you weigh?
And thank you to Yin Yang Gym, everyone who supported me. I've got loads of supporters that are coming out. And yeah, just a thank you to you as well. You put on great shows, stuff like this. We all really appreciate it. Just everyone who supports me, just a big thank you to everyone.
Are you hungry now?
I'm all right today. If we had this on Wednesday, Tuesday, I probably wouldn't be as talkative.
What are you going to eat?
I don't know. Anything I can.
That's what I do now. John, it's been a pleasure. I can't wait. Garth, you might as well stay sitting.
Here he comes over. Hopefully he's not too hungry. Stand out the way. Donovan Winton, how you feeling?
I feel good. I feel strong.
Yeah.
Feel
not too hungry, hopefully.
Hungry to win now. Hungry to win. Tuesday, Wednesday, hungry for food, but today.
Speaking of weight, you just said yourself you're going up a weight. Question is, are you missing being lighter and faster, or are you enjoying being a little bit more powerful now, a little bit more heavy?
Well, I still feel fast. I don't feel slower. I think I put the weight on in the right way. Because we've had the layoff, I've managed to put the weight on correctly, not force myself up as quickly as possible. So I feel like I've put the weight on in the right places, and I feel just strong, fast, healthy. I feel good.
Okay, that was going to be my next question, to be fair, about the layoff. Again, is that a good break for people to improve on themselves? Is that so much of a break that you've got ring rust and things like that to worry about?
I feel like, ring rust can always be a factor because you don't know what you're going to be like until you're actually in there. That's obvious. But I feel like I'm so technically better than I was. I don't really see myself having too many problems.
So you've been in the classroom for a year and a half, now it's time for the test, yeah? Sounds good. Christian, yeah?
Perfect. So in your last fight, you made a very big statement winning that fight. You're fighting a very tough fighter, comes from a very good camp. What do you think is going to be different in this fight?
I think he's going to be on the back pedal a lot. I don't think he forces his way forward. I think he likes to circle around the ring. So I just got to trap him and put the work in. And yeah, I'm hoping for a finish again, to be honest. I'm hoping to, I like to make that statement. I like to make people aware of who I am, and nothing makes people more aware than a knockout.
Perfect.
Thank you. You just said you're going to make a statement. We all enjoyed the last performance. That was a big enough statement. Again, we spoke about styles as well earlier. about your opponent's style? Is there much that you factored in that you worry about at all, that you've had to change at all, camp wise, adapt to maybe?
I don't know. It's everyone is dangerous in their own way, but I feel like there's nothing there that will trouble me too much. I feel like I'm gonna go in there and do what I want to do. I'm gonna go in there and I'm gonna control the ring. I'm gonna go in there and I'm gonna be strong. So I'm not really too worried.
Yeah, just one final question. What's next for Donovan? What are we going to see next? You know, the next show is going to be in October. You've moved up in weight, so what's your weight at the moment?
I think for my fight.
Yeah,
70.
70. So what's going to be next for you?
I want titles, but even more than titles, I just want challenges.
Yeah,
challenges. As I said, nothing excites me more than a challenge. So titles aside, I just want challenges. I want exciting opponents, strong opponents, people who make me look like the underdog.
Yeah,
that's what I want.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thanks for your time. Good luck Sunday.
Thank you.
Brilliant again, guys. Brilliant again. Before we move on to another one of our professional. I couldn't get my words out then. Another one of our professional contests of the evening. I'd just like to say now, this show is available on pay-per-view. TMA Sports Network only. TMASportsNetwork.com, and it's only £3.99 to watch it. So we can't be any fairer than that. You can watch it from the comfort of your own home. £3.99, TMASportsNetwork.com. Okay, so look, a good sales pitch that was, wasn't it? You should put me on an advert. Wayne, the return of Wayne Turner. Great to have you on.
Oh, good man.
Great to have you on. Garth, you are my right-hand man today. You're my right-hand man. You're with me. Pleasure to have you on.
Pleasure to be with you. Definitely, as we talked when we had that interview before. You know, I've done a few interviews for you. Now you've been trying to get me on the show for ages. So, as I said, what's been going on, what's in the world, and everything, this is the time to do it.
You know, yeah, you're doing the commentating on the shows. Now we finally get you in the ring. It's going to be good. I've asked you a few times now, and we finally twisted your arm. Finally got you back in. The question is, obviously, why now?
Well, as I said before, as I said in the interview, in 2019, I was going to fight for a straight world title and it fell through. Then I was going to have a warm-up fight and it fell through. And then all this is happening. So, as I said, this is the time to do it. So I'm thinking, I still feel good. I feel sharp. If I wasn't good enough, Garth wouldn't train me. And he hasn't been training me like who I am. He's been training me like I'm a normal, as a normal fighter. And I've been sparring with Romain as well. And as you know, sharp. So at the end of the day, if I wasn't good enough, I wouldn't be doing this. So this is me to prove how good I can still be and show what I've got left.
I think with the world we're in at the moment, you've seen all the comebacks that are happening. I think David Hay announced yesterday that he's coming back for a fight, isn't he?
Yeah.
It's like the new norm. It's not the new norm now. And obviously you've had an extensive career. If you'd like to, what would be the next step for Wayne? Obviously you've been there, you've achieved it. You said you was going to be fighting for a world title, then that fell through, then we got rematched. It's just been a big jumble.
It has, yeah. Well, as like me and Garth said, I was just like, let's see how we do on this fight. Bring this fight out. Charles still got it, and my aim is to have another world title fight. As I'll talk to you about it. So we need to get this fight out of the way, see how we're looking, everything, and take it from there, really.
And back in Birmingham, when was the last time you fought in Birmingham?
Well, my last fight was in Dudley when I won the world title, and as I said with Kazim, I thought it was my show. It was I was the main fight, and Kazim was fighting on the undercard doing the amateur European title. So now I'm on the easy card, which is amazing. But that was 2007 at Dudley Town Hall. That was my last
2007. 2007.
Yeah, you don't have to tell me.
I'm just thinking what I was doing. I wasn't.
I told you about my first ever fight was 86, and my first ever amateur four-counter fight was 87.
See,
And I said actually, you said you wasn't even born.
I wasn't even born. I was born in 1988.
Well, there you go then.
I wasn't even thought about then. So obviously, Garth, back here again. You're going to have a busy night.
I always have a busy night, man. Trust me. But I get used to it. I thrive on being busy. You know, I like being busy. You know, and yeah, it's exciting.
And how's it been? Obviously, it's a new partnership. Obviously, you know each other.
Only a long time.
Wayne's my friend, and Wayne needed help, and I wanted to help him. And if I could help him win and achieve his goals as a friend, then I'll do that. You know,
Fair.
he's still got it in him. He still wants to do it. Life's short. Sometimes if opportunity knocks and you feel to take it, and we take it, but we've got to take steps. We'll see how far, see how he gets on.
So it's all about just one step at a time.
Yeah,
See where
that's
we
me,
can
man.
go.
That's me, man. Yeah, one step at a time and see where we can go.
And how's it been? Obviously, he's your friend. You've known him a very long time.
Wayne's got the spirit of a martial artist. He lives it. He loves it. It's his life. You know, like me, it's my passion.
And
You know, so
and obviously, I've got many friends in my gym,
yeah.
and we fall out every single day.
Yeah, we've nearly had a couple of fallouts. We've nearly had a couple of fallouts.
Only one.
Twice. You know, but I've had to set him straight to let him know who I am. You know, but then things are cool now. You know, so we're moving forward.
And obviously, Wayne, you've trained with a lot of people. You've fought a lot of people. You've travelled around.
Yeah.
How has it been now to where you've done this U-turn on your career now with teaming up with your friend Garth?
Yeah, well, as I said, like, you know, I've always respected him, and like as I've said, he hasn't trained me like I'm his friend. He hasn't trained me like I've been doing for a long time. He's trained like I'm a fighter, because that. So as I've been putting in with Remain, sparring with the younger guys, you know, after my age. But at the end of the day, he's been training me like that, and that's how it has to be.
And obviously, Garth touched on there, which I totally agree. You've got the mind of a martial artist. You've lived the life.
Well, that's the thing. The thing is about life. You have to enjoy life. As I said, we only got one life in this world. And at the end of the day, I put 100% of what I do. So I've been doing martial arts. It'd be 35 years in September. So I've been doing it for a long time. But as I said, I've been fighting in 5 decades. So on Sunday, I've fought in 5 decades, which is a bit weird.
Wow.
It's a bit weird. But at the end of the day, it just shows you that as long as you put your look after yourself and put your body through the thing and you're cool with it, you can do anything you want to do. And that's what I want to prove as well.
100%. And I just want to touch on the mind of a martial artist. I know what the answer to this question is going to be, because all martial artists do. Do you feel like you're still learning?
Of course, definitely, yeah. You have to. Who can say that they can't learn nothing? You can learn off anybody and anything, and that's what happened with me and Garth. As we said, we had a little bit of a thing, because he's telling me something and I'm saying something. But at the end of the day, most of the time I've listened to him and I've took him what he's given me, and I've took from there. And hopefully we'll see that when I fight on Sunday.
That saying when they say you can't teach a dog new trick, an old dog new tricks, is lies.
Oh yeah.
Lies. You can.
Has it been? Obviously, you've been training the young pups, to say, the young champions coming up. Obviously, you've been training kids to Remain, to Donovan, and now to Wayne. Has it been a challenge for you? Someone else coming in who's got a style maybe taught by somebody else?
At first, you have got that screen where he's been on the journey, but like Bruce Lee says, empty your cup. You had to empty his cup.
That's the right comment.
Definitely,
That's the right comment.
Yeah, you had to empty his cup, otherwise I couldn't work with him.
Be like water.
Be like water. Yeah, you know.
Which is all about adaptation, and I always say I do adapt. So there's a few little things we got through, and now hopefully we'll see on Sunday.
I'm really looking forward to it.
I'm looking forward to it as well.
I am looking for. Obviously, we spoke about it. Again, it seems forever.
I know, yeah. Well, the thing is, that's why I want to show that it don't matter who you are, what you do, anything you put your mind to, you can do it. It's like you got people around you, okay, you just do it, and that's what I want to show.
And I think it'll be a big inspiration to many, because I'm only 33, well, I think I'm 33, but I'm around 30, and I feel battered. And then I'm seeing you guys fighting at this age. It's giving me a kick up the arse, let alone everybody else watching, to show that you can still do it. Put your mind to it. You can do what you want to do.
If you look after your body looks after you. I don't drink, I don't smoke. I've always trained. Even when I'm not training for fight, I'm training. So I'm always looking after myself. But I've given myself, it's all about gaps and rests.
That's
I've had
my
gaps. I've had a rest. So I know when I'm ready to do it, and you know what you can do, you can't do. Simple as that.
And Have you got any messages for fans, supporters, trainers, sponsors?
Yeah, well, definitely my main sponsor, Vince Capelli, GG Sports. He looks after me all the time. I haven't seen him for ages. I phoned him up. He just looked after me, give me money. He's looked after me, so I've got his name on my t-shirt and put respect for that. As I said, I've actually done sparring at Feelers Gym as well with Naz Khan and Chris Cooper, so respect for them sparring with them. And as thanks for remaining sparring with me and all the other guys at Garth's place. But yeah, respect for Garth for taking some of my drip at him. But then it's all good. So we've known each other for such a long time, and as we said, it'd be good if we can blend, and hopefully we'll see ourselves on that one blending, and we can get the best of me.
So we get the win Sunday.
Yep.
Do we go again? Do we roll the dice again?
That's the aim, but we'll see. But my aim is to win. Have another fight and fight for the world title end of the year. That's what
you can't get a better plan than that, can you? And hopefully we can be involved with it.
Definitely.
Pleasure.
No problem.
Pleasure. I really look forward to it. Garth, I think you can actually
I can have a chill now, can't I?
get out of there.
Wayne Turner doesn't drink, doesn't smoke. I drink and I smoke. Do you drink?
Yeah, I do.
That's terrible. Do you know how much a beer is these days?
Beer, £4.50.
$3.99 for the show. It's less than a pint.
Wow.
That's less than a pint. It's $3.99. Yeah. Tick. TMAsportsnetwork.com. $3.99 is less than 1 pint. I'm definitely gonna have more than a few after the show. Yeah. But at least you should get the show for sure. But Wayne Turner doesn't drink, doesn't smoke. Inspiration for sure. Wayne coming over as well.
You guys.
Nice to see you again.
Oh, it's good, man.
You're right.
Yeah, I'm all good, man.
I'm going in for the first question this time. Right then. So Wayne, I mean, you're a special dude. Big career behind, well, not even a big career behind you. You've had an incredible career, lots of experience, and you want to do it again. So you're going in for round 2. Some people don't even have that round 1. You're going in with that.
To be honest. Yeah, because I retired in 2002. I was British European champion, the one contender for the world title, didn't get a shot. Made a comeback in 2005, got a world title, won the world title in 2007, fought to 2008, retired. Then made a comeback and done like pro-am. So I was like a professional fighting in amateur.
Come back more than Floyd Mayweather, by the way.
Exactly. And then I've won 4 world titles since. So I'm 5 times world champion. So my aim is to be 6 times world champion. I'm world champion at cruiserweight, heavyweight, and super heavyweight. So this is super cruiserweight I want to fight at. And 4 different disciplines. So I'm full contact world champion, light continuous world champion, light K1 world champion. So my aim is to be K1 world champion as well. Fighting people over 40. This guy's 35, but for the world title, I want to fight somebody over 40. Even over 40, I'm too good for. Simple.
Fair play. But you've many comebacks then. But again, years go on, wear and tear on body. How's your mindset so strong?
That's what it is. It's all about mindset and believing. I believe I can do anything I want to do in life, and I'm a positive person. And whatever happens in life, I always go for the positive side of it. When I first started, I was late starting, so I didn't start training until I was 19. But straight away, I had a fight straight after when I was 19. And then I've always done things later. But I've proved I get better as I get older. So that's the name of it.
Yeah. Wayne, you've 5 decades. You said you've been doing martial arts for.
It's weird. I haven't fought for 5 decades. I fought in 5 decades. So my first fight was 86. And then this would be 2021, so it'd be 5 decades I fought in. Yeah, that is a weird situation. Yeah.
Various different martial art backgrounds.
Yes.
What's your favourite and why?
To be honest, I like the K1. I like the K1 because I was brought up in semi-contact, done on the continuous, and I've done full contact, I've done leg kickboxing, I've done Thai boxing. I fought K1 in Japan, I fought Thai boxing in Holland. But with the K1 fights, I've always fought people a lot heavier than me in the big K1 shows. Yeah. It's just been too strong for me. So at my own weight, I know I'll be good off it, and that's what I want to prove now.
That's good.
Okay. So like you said, you for the next fight, you want to be fighting people over 40s, but still they're going to be big challenges. Yeah. With all the fights you've had in your life, let's say you get past your opponent on Sunday, which you've already said we are doing anyway. Who would you love to share the ring with? Anyone in the world. Maybe over 40 in that bracket, but who would you love to share that ring with?
Well, whoever it is. I'd like to fight somebody like me, who is an ex-world champion, who's trying to go for the world title.
Would you share it with Gavin? That's what I want to know.
Well, I don't know about that. If the money's right.
But no, you've had a great career behind you. I just want to say good luck for Sunday.
No problem. Thank you very much, guys.
Just one last question I've got to ask. You've had you've retired 4 times.
Well, 3 times. What it was, I retired in 2002, made a comeback, retired in 2009. In 2015, 2017, I was supposed to fight 2018, it fell through. So I haven't really retired, but I haven't fought in a ring since 2008. But I fought on the mat.
What does your family think about you having this comeback fight, and how has it affected your camp and training?
Well, the thing with all my family's grown up now, all my children have grown up. Like, my oldest is 36. Yeah, I mean, and like, they know me, they know the person I am, and they know that anything I put on mind to, I'm okay, and they know I can look after myself, so they just let me do what I'm doing.
Perfect. Thank you for your time. All the best on Sunday.
Thank you very much, guys. Respect, man.
Well done, guys. Wayne, absolutely brilliant. I don't know whether they've plugged in enough, but we've got pay-per-view, £3.99, TMASportsnetwork.com. Get it signed. And also, guys, we want to carry on building these platforms, building these shows to give the fighters the best opportunities there is. So can I just take 1 second for everyone watching, everyone in the room, just share this video, because the more people we get involved with these shows, with these productions, the bigger we can do it, the bigger kickboxing on this level can be. But for the meantime, I'm going to swap over because we got Tom on, and Neil, you're in the man in the middle. Okay, cool.
So how's it feel being asked the questions rather than asking the questions, Gav?
I don't like being asked questions.
Right. Throw some real awkward ones at you there. So we got Tom back in the ring after a long layoff. When was your last one, Tom?
It was 2 years ago. It was boxing. It was Gav pressuring me as always. Go boxing, but I've knocked that on the head.
And is your heart in kickboxing?
Kickboxing, it always has been. I fought previously on one of your shows.
Yeah.
And ever since then, I looked up to like the likes of Kaz Romain when he was fighting. He fought a lad from Ellis. He hit him with a roundhouse kick, and I'm sure he dropped him in like the second round. You dropped him in the second round with a roundhouse kick, was it?
That was the first fight. Yeah,
finished the fight. This was the fight that I was talking. The first fight.
I remember that.
Yeah. Was it a roundhouse kick? Yeah. And I was looking. I was thinking, that's where I want to be. I want to be in the big fights. And ever since then, I've just been chipping away.
And you won a version of the world title, is that right?
Yes, it was the WRSA version on Gav's show on TMA Fight Series against the lad called Thomas from Poland, and he was from Warsaw.
And what year was that when you won your world title?
2018.
So what do you think prompted the break between you winning your world title and then potentially moving on to Unification?
Because Gav said, you've accomplished what you set out to achieve, which I did. I've been training since I was 6. So he was like, do you want to go for a different challenge? And I thought, you know what, we'll roll the dice, see if I like it. If not, then I can always step back into what I'm good at.
And that's what you're doing now. You're back in the realm of full contact. So now, is Unifications on the horizon?
Most definitely. Like we would have been back a lot sooner, but was training for a fight, and then obviously lockdown happened, and then injury as well. I had an hernia, but I've had the operation, that's mended, and ever since then I've just been chipping away, putting the work in.
And how does it feel? Obviously with TMA, I think they're flying the flag in terms of getting the associations working together. I think it's never been more readily accessible for a fighter to not only win one version of the world title, but to go on and unify a number of the different ones. How does that inspire you?
To look at the likes of Kaz and Liam, and they're putting these 4 amazing world titles on the line. Me personally, I want to be in their position. I look up to them and I think, how can me and Gav as a team work on getting in that position?
And Gav, like obviously when he won his first world title in 2018, where is he at now in comparison to that? Has he regressed a little, or is he the same old Tom? What can we expect from him?
It's been good to see Tom back. I completely understand my side. He won the world title. I was getting somewhere with the professional boxing. Tom's strong. Tom's good. And we went sparring a few boxers, top prospect boxers, and he's flattening them.
Right.
The boxing board are turning around saying this kid needs to be boxing. We're going to pave the way for him to be boxing. I'm saying, Tom, look, you've achieved what you've achieved. Let's go boxing.
It's where the money's at.
And Tom's gone,
It's not where my heart's at. Though.
it's not where my heart's at. We'll have a go. I said, come on, let's try it. It's you. How old are you, Tom?
27.
27. So by this time you was 25, probably, wasn't you?
24, 25.
24. So you've always got time to go back. That's what we've done. He tried it. He didn't like it. He can do it, but he didn't enjoy it.
We had this with Kazim. Obviously, Kazim's a very good boxer, and kickboxing until TMA was on the scene. You could fight for one world title, and pretty much that was your limit. We spoke to Kaz about going pro boxing. He says, I like kicking people too much, and certainly it's refreshing to see that, because you need to keep the full contact stars in the sport to inspire the next generation coming through.
People say there's money in boxing, unless you're in a big lottery, unless you're an Olympian or a big name. Who do you know who can not work full time?
Yeah, it's a big mountain to climb, isn't it?
You've got to be a good ticket seller.
Yeah.
But even then, if your face don't fit, it don't fit.
It was good to try that little bit. Then I think he just got a bit pissed off. If I'm being honest, he thought, I don't want to box. I don't know what I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
He then come back, was on a roll. He got injured, and I was like, oh no. And then come back, and we went into lockdown. So
bad timing.
But it's been. I honestly believe for Tom, it's been good timing.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's had time to now fall back in love with the sport. He's training just as hard as he did the last day I've seen him. He's grown. He's put on muscle.
Are you fighting at the same weight that you were at when you won your world title?
No, I'm 2.5 kilo heavier.
Okay, so
instead of 82.5, 85 this fight at.
Okay,
and he's twice the size.
Yeah, I understand that.
He's
so that 2.5 kilos could make a massive difference in terms of the power that you bring to the ring.
Yeah.
And just looking, sorry to cut you off there, Gav. Just looking at your the fight that you've got in front of you on Sunday evening, Morgan Harvard from Wales. Well, we know that Chris Sparks and his fighters, they don't come unprepared.
Mm-hmm.
So it's quite a good challenge in terms of your first fight back. How do you view Morgan?
I don't know him personally. Don't know nothing about him. Done no research, but I know what I'm capable of. I let Gav pick my fights, that's because obviously he's the promoter of the show. But I don't want no easy fight. I want a 50-50 fight, a challenging fight. Because I want to test myself. Like all the lads in this gym, in this room now, would you rather have a 50-50 fight and lose to the better man, or be a cherry picker?
Yeah. I think that's the difference on this card. You look at this card and all the named fighters on the card, and they literally will fight anyone.
Exactly.
Whoever Gav puts in front of them, they're happy to fight.
At the end of the day, it's only you and them in the ring. If you lose in the ring, you've lost to the better man. No matter what you've done in the gym. Like all of us have had blood, sweat and tears for many, many years in the gym. All of us, yourself, Gav, Romain, Kaz, Liam, Donovan, Wayne, Jack, every person on this card has put their heart and soul into this camp. I can tell you from a fighter's perspective.
So what can we expect from you on Sunday night?
Obviously, if you've seen me fight before, you know what to expect. Like I'm an entertainer. I like to entertain. When I'm in that ring, I thrive. Like I want to put on an explosive show. I'm not in there to make friends. Obviously, I'm in there to do my job, and that's to win.
So I don't know if Gavin's already mentioned this, but the show's on pay-per-view. Yeah. So we want you all tuning in. Get behind these fighters, because these are the fighters in full contact that's going to keep the sport alive. So Tom, very best of luck for Sunday night. Best of luck, Gav.
No
problem. Business, my guys.
I honestly think just finishing off on that, having Tom back in the mix now in full contact is incredible. He is going to pave the way. He's going to be. He's strong. He's exciting. We fight this fight. All being well, he comes through it. He's in a very tough fight. We're going straight to the top. Then straight for the big names. We don't want to pick easy fights. We don't want to build up. We're going for it. We want to fulfill his dream. He wants to unify belts. He's won every belt along the way. Won a world title. Injuries, lockdowns. I want to put him straight back in the mix with him.
Awesome. Let's do the business, Thunder.
Thank you.
Us.
Okay. Big Tom Pie, as I call him. Tom, you want a slice of this pie? How you doing? You all right?
Thank you. Yeah, I'm great. Thanks yourself.
Yeah, definitely. I'm going to kickstart first then. I mean, you spoke briefly about an injury last year. You know, we've had this big pandemic. Everyone's been off. For that whole break, as well as your setbacks being your injuries, how's your body and mind feeling now 2 days prior to the fight?
My body's like a temple, so I treat it how every person should. I mean, I'm in good position where I am with my team. I feel strong, fit, healthy. You'll see tomorrow when the weigh-ins, you'll see the shape I'm in. I feel incredible.
Yeah, perfect. Obviously, I know what camp you come from. You got some very good fighters training alongside you.
Yeah.
You won the Dubrossi world title, went to boxing, now to kickboxing again. What can we expect on Sunday?
Like I said earlier in the press conference, expect fireworks because I like to entertain. I'm an entertaining fighter. If you've seen me fight before, you know what to expect. But if not, tune in at tmstocksnow.com. Gav's pestering me.
I've been told to say, it smells there's a banner down there. There better be. It's $3.99. It's tmasportsnetwork.com. It's less than a pint. No one at all can say that they can't afford it. Or there's 4 people, that's £1 each, and you get a penny back. That's a discount.
Penny back.
Right then, my question now. You said you're an entertaining fighter. I know you are. I've managed to announce you along the way. Never mind, just watch and spectate anyway. But it's 2021. Big money fights. Cameras left, right, and centre. You said faces don't fit. I just need to know who you prefer to punch in the face, Jake or Logan Paul.
Fucking both of them. What do you mean? Who? Both of them? Get me in the ring with both of them.
We're live, so hopefully you never know, man. Like I said, you never know media these days. They've got their.
I'll go boxing if I can box them.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
There we are. Then you've heard it here first. Disclaimer.
We all know what's next for you. The next fight is going to be a TMA show, hopefully in October.
Yeah.
What I want to know is, who do you want to fight? If there's one name out there in the kickboxing world, who is it and why?
You tell me. You put me in the ring with anyone.
Fair play. You just want, I'm guessing,
I
all the bouts?
I just want them big fights, them big names. I'm not a cherry picker.
Yeah.
Put me in the ring with anyone.
There's not one person you want to challenge.
Let the public decide.
Okay.
Whoever's the biggest, baddest, toughest, what's the weight division?
What's the weight division?
Yeah, what's the weight at?
85 kilo.
Okay, anyone can have it.
Anyone?
I like it.
I'll go up in weight. I'll go in weight. You tell me.
You've never changed it.
Listen, I'll fight heavyweights. It don't bother me. I'm confident.
I'm heavyweight. You don't have to do that.
I mean, but like anyone from like 82.5 kilo to 90 kilo, send your invite on there.
Okay. Your last name Paul, they can get in the box.
Yeah.
All right then. Fair play. Good luck on Sunday.
Good luck, mate. Thank you for your time.
Appreciate it. Cheers.
Back over to you.
Brilliant. I hope it's coming across well on the live stream. Lads, you're doing an absolute brilliant job. Obviously, one fighter that isn't here today now because there's been a big accident on the motorway is Jack Dillaway. Jack Dillaway obviously trains at TMA, trains with ourselves, and it's been good to see his transition as well. We're really looking forward to getting him back on the card. He's in a great fight, and Jack obviously is another fighter who's been there. He's at such a young age now. He's achieved so much. He's now turned professional, A-class kickboxing, and he makes his second professional contest this weekend. And just like Garth was saying about Romain and about other fighters, it's about steps now for Jack and getting him up to the professional world title challenges. He's on our horizon, and this weekend is just another stepping stone on the way, and I'm sure he'll bring fireworks. He's brought a lot of following, and it's going to be great. It's going to be great. But Jack, I wish you was here. Well done, mate. And I head you over to the boys.
Fortunately, we haven't got Jack, but yeah, we would have wished him luck, and we definitely will wish him luck face to face when we see him.
Yeah, hopefully he'll be here soon, but he will come across well on Sunday. I'm looking forward to seeing that fight.
if anything, less time for him to talk. And Jack's wanted to talk with his hands anyway, so probably worked to his favour, I suppose.
Yeah, 100%. And he's undercarding a very, very big fight. It's good to see both lads are here, looking in very good shape as well, Kasim and Liam.
I'm looking forward to it. For sure. I mean, to be fair, Kasim's massive record. I know it's in like either the 40s or the 50s. I'm going to ask him, like, of all them fights, you even remember your favourite fight? You remember his first and second name? It's a lot of opponents, and I know he had a big career before then as well.
Yeah, 100%. But as a fighter, especially world champion, he loves this sport so much, he will know every single fight, trust me. So I'm just excited for both lads to give it a go on Sunday.
Definitely look forward to speaking to both of them. Sweet.
And we're on to the big one, the big fight that everyone's been talking about. Kazim the Dream Beg, 49-0 against Liam Alford. Buster, isn't it?
Yeah.
Liam Buster Alford. I wanted to say it, but I didn't want to get it wrong. The 12-round contest for all the marbles. We got the ICO, WRSA, IKF belt on the line, also with the vacant WKO belt. Scheduled for 12 rounds. I don't think this needs much introduction, but what I would like to firstly say, thank you to Harry, to Liam, to Neil, to Kaz, for letting me be a part of this fight, for putting it on, and I'm really looking forward to it, and I think the whole world, not just the country, I think the whole kickboxing world is looking forward to this. Harry, nice to have you back, Liam. Nice to have you back.
Nice to be here.
Obviously, the last time you was here, you walked away with the win.
Yeah. Nice one. Plan to do the same this Sunday now.
Yeah, we're straight into it. You walked away with a win. You walked away with the WKA belt. Obviously, you're fully confident coming into this fight.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to ask how training's gone because it's been so clear from both parties on how hard you're both working.
Yeah.
But what I will ask is that, are you more confident now with having the training camp that you've had to coming into this fight to take these belts home to Ireland?
I wouldn't be more confident than I'm confident winning every fight. You know, like as a fighter, you're not going to go into fight not thinking you're going to win 100%. So like with this camp, with every camp, I'm going into this fight with no doubt in my mind I'm going away with belts.
Good. Are you going to be able to get them on the plane?
We'll figure it out.
I haven't brought you extra luggage.
You won't need to.
and Kaz, obviously you've been sharing a lot as well on social media, which is fantastic for your supporters to see. Confident?
Always confident. I know what I put into camp. I know what I put into kickboxing. So never really been a fighter that ain't confident going into the ring. So yeah, super confident.
And 49-0, the big 50. It feels like a birthday celebration. What a milestone, though. Forget the titles, forget the fight. Yeah. Just getting to 50 fights. I think everyone in this room would agree that deserves a round of applause. Well done on that. 50-0, that's the dream.
That's the dream.
Did you ever think when you first started you'd be sitting here now, undisputed world champion, going for your 50th fight?
You know, to be honest, I always believed it. I always said it, like I said it from before I started fighting in amateurs. I said it from when I was just in my live contact days that one day I will be a professional world champion. And then I said, you know what, I will be a multiple world champion and I'll be undefeated.
And Liam, your chance to be undisputed, unified, professional world champion, it's got to have been the dream.
Yeah, it's a dream come true. Like it's an opportunity that I've been blessed to get, you know, and I'm not going to leave it slip.
Fair play. And what would it mean to you?
Be a dream going true. You know, is it like every fighter wants to be undisputed world champion. That's the goal of every fighter, and so I'm just lucky to have the opportunity to grab it.
And Kaz, like Liam just said there, it's every fighter's dream to be undisputed world champion. You are.
Yeah.
You are undisputed world champion. To get these belts, to get the organisations working together, to be supporting this fight, to be supporting the fights where we've been able to unify, it's we've got to give credit to WRSA, ICO, IKF, WKO for allowing this to happen, guys.
Yeah. That's the thing, you know, then like you said, you don't it rarely happens in kickboxing. You hardly ever get governing bodies working together, but one way or another, you've pulled it off. Like when we come back, when we had that conversation, I said to you, when I'm coming back, I want to fight all the champions for all the belts. I want to get everything. I want to fight all the names out there. And
you give him Mission Impossible, really, didn't you?
Yeah, I actually did. And you know what? I didn't actually think that you'd be able to pull it off. And like I said, somehow you have. And obviously, TMA Fight Series have gained that platform for it to happen. And you can see that's why it's getting a lot of interest. It's getting like a lot of fighters' interest because you're getting the different governing bodies working together and you're getting all the belts on the line. Like, as a fighter, who wouldn't want to be able to get all the belts at one time? And like I said, I've got most of them. I've got a few more on my list to tick off. And then, you've made it happen. So,
nice, you guys have made it happen. Liam, obviously it's your dream. It's every fighter's dream coming in to be undisputed. Do you understand that if you walk away with these belts, I've got to sit on the fence here. Do you understand, man? Do you understand? If you walk away with these belts, you will be, in most opinions, pound for pound number one.
Yes, sky's the limit, like, you know.
You will be a role model to everyone in Ireland, everyone in kickboxing, everyone who takes up the sport will even win or lose talking about these belts, talking about this fight. This is a monster fight. I know we're going about the dream of winning, and what I wanted to touch on today is to both of you, really. How does it make you feel inspiring so many other people?
It's motivating, like, you know, genuinely is motivating. Like, obviously throughout the years, like, you work so hard to get to this level, and you get there, and then you see that you're inspiring younger fighters coming up, people asking you questions. Like, that just motivates you to train harder. It's like just another incentive, you know?
Yeah. And how about you, Kaz? Obviously, I know you teach at Usker.
Yeah.
You see the kids day in, day out.
Yeah,
you're a role model.
Yeah, like it's crazy to see like all the younger fighters and up and coming. Like, you know, as an instructor, it's like I'm looking at them as fighters. So knowing, like, seeing myself like when I was in that position, and then to see, like, for me to basically, you can say I'm leading by example. I'm showing them that it can be done. You know, like what I'm doing, like, it's not impossible. Like, not many fighters can get a professional world title, one professional world title. Never mind get all of them. So it's like I'm you know, I feel like I'm making that path for them to believe that, you know what, we can get in that position one day. Like, we've got up and coming fighters now that, you know, one day in the next few years, you'll see them coming up the ladder, and, you know, they could be sitting in this same position, and I could be sitting there.
And like you say, I like that point that you said, leading by example and sitting there. Then,
yeah.
Obviously, you've been trained by Neil all your career.
Yeah.
You've seen him achieve. You've seen how by leading by example works.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's got to you're now following in Neil's footsteps.
Yeah. That's the thing. It's like, you know, that's why they call us the dream team. You know, 20 years non-stop. We've gone from the bottom, the very, very bottom, like walking in when I didn't know my hand from my arse, to like to now, like, you know, being 49-0, multiple world champion, undefeated. But obviously, me and Neil, we started the journey together, and, you know, we're going to do the full journey together. So,
right. And talking about coaches, Howie,
how are we going? Yep.
I'm very good, mate. Very good. It's just so good to actually have you here.
Thank you.
Like, when I picked you up from the airport this morning, I was like, I found Neil. I said, Neil,
from the airport, it was what? I said, I really didn't think we'd get it.
I found Neil. I said, Neil, you're not going to believe it. He went down. So I've seen it on their Instagram.
What we had filling out forms and getting here was just unreal. 5 or 6 hours on the internet yesterday trying to fill out forms to get here.
And did you need them?
I think we need them going back, from what I'm told. We're going to need them going back. It was so hard. It was so stressful. We contemplated ringing you around 7 or 8 o'clock to say, listen, Cav, we can't get here.
Oh,
that's what it was looking at once.
I just say you some armbands.
So much information we were given there, and it was very, very hard to get what we wanted. But we got through there in the end.
So we've heard a lot from the fighters in the build up to this fight. What I want to do now is get into, obviously I'm a coach myself, this intrigues me, is the mindset of the coach, of the fighter. He's saying training's been brilliant. It's gone great.
It
How has his
been.
training been?
It has been better than most coaches would say, and me would say it as well. Even if you had a crap camp, you're going to say it's a good one. But we generally had a good camp. Likewise, we've had actually more time to work out because of this virus that's been about. We've had more time to train. We've never had a camp like we've had this one. I've never had so much one-on-ones.
Yeah.
Like usually some fighters, you get them up in the club and you train them around the club. This time it's just been out of this world. It's been fantastic.
So the lockdown has actually
It has
benefited
helped
you?
us, yes. It has helped us, yeah.
And obviously, we was talking earlier with Garth and some of his fighters, and he touched upon like the lockdown maybe have helped to improve things that need
Yes.
improving rather
Yes.
than just working towards fight.
Yes. Yeah.
Is that the case?
It has been the case. You work, as I said, we've had the time. Sometimes you're banging out and say, "Well, you just got to get the fitness up here." Sometimes the technical side get left because you haven't got the time. But this camp has been really, really good.
Good. How about
Really, really good.
how's life in the Usker gym?
It's pretty good. Pretty good.
Booming.
Yeah, I think the same as what Harry said. You know, the lockdown has made a lot of changes to the dynamic of the gym, and like he said, that him and Liam haven't had as much one-on-one time. We've been in exactly the same boat. I've taken a back seat in my gym in terms of the day-to-day teaching at my gym so that I can focus on Kaz. So he's had my undivided attention for the last 12 weeks. And that attention to detail has brought like another gear out in his work, which has even shocked me. I thought that Kaz was pretty much as good as he was going to get at his peak. 32 years old, good enough to beat everybody that's in front of him or that we can see on the horizon. And this camp has shown us that he has got levels to go to, even past where we were. We've never been where we are right now for this fight.
And would you say, obviously, that one-to-one time's obviously got to have paid dividends for both of you?
Definitely.
Realistically, no bullshit. This is the best version of each fighter we're going to get, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
100%.
Whoever wins this is going to earn it.
Yeah, it's
And that's a fact. Whoever wins it's going to earn it, and earn it big time.
it seems like I'm really excited for this because you make fights you make fights normally big fights and you're training them alongside your class. You're pulling them off for 5 rounds of pads or whatever. You've both actually used the lockdown to benefit.
Mm-hmm.
You've both been personal one-to-one training all the way through this camp.
Yeah.
But that's a testimony to the challenge that's in front of us. One thing that Liam mentioned on his face-off with Kaz was he thinks that Kaz is underestimating him. Not a chance. I look at Liam as being the most legitimate threat to Kazim that's out there in the world right now. There's probably 2 other fighters that, could offer as good of or, comparable challenge to Kaz right now. If Kaz is fighting Liam Alford or Mickey Mouse, he's still going to be put through the grind by me in the gym because I'm meticulous like that. But I just think we're not ready for a change of the guard. We're not ready for a change from this young guy that's coming through to knock this old guy off his perch. It's just not going to happen. It's not going to happen. He's there for a reason, and he's going to stay there.
And I know, I just want to touch on what you've just said there. This is a big task. This is a big fight. I know Kaz, moving on to you, you've said I'll beat whoever's in front of me.
Yeah.
Fair. Is Liam your toughest fight to date? Not because of the fight, because of what's on the line.
I can say yes and I can say no because I feel like I fought better fighters. I feel like I fought at a much higher level. I feel like I've fought at that level for a lot longer. And like I said, people are going off my fight with Dylan that when I come back, that was probably 25% off me. Like people see me work my jab. People said, "Oh, you've got a good jab." That's the thing. Keep focusing on my jab because you're not going to see my right hand, and then you're not going to see my left hook. Then you're not going to see both my legs. So like I said, like when I come back, that was I was coming up again, and my hunger levels was like it's never been before, and I feel like personally the camp I've put in, like I said, I feel like it's not going to be close. I feel like this fight is not going to be close. I feel like it's going to be one-sided, and I feel like the only way I can describe it is I feel like it's going to be a beatdown. That's the one way I'll describe it. That's not even disrespectful to him as a person or as a fighter, but I just think there's levels to this, and I feel like the level I'm at, and you know, the level that like people that are coming in front of me is just we're not on the same page.
How do you feel about that? I just feel he's going to look really silly now when I take away the 4 belts. He's saying it's going to be a beatdown when I walk away with the belts. Coming into his back garden and going out the front door with all the belts.
We'll have to just wait and see for that.
Go on, guys.
We'll have to just wait and see. That's it. Like I said, it's going to be one-sided. There's going to be a lot of pain. I've already told, like, you know, the referee and tell the doctors, you know, don't be squeamish because there's going to be a lot of pain. There's going to be a lot of hurt. So that's all I'm saying. You know, I've got all the belts. I got another one to add to my collection. And then even then after that, then we'll focus on the next person.
But it's funny, isn't it? Because you listen to Kaz now and you think like, oh, he's overlooking Liam. He's not. You know, every single day, you know, I've been working with him in the day, like 2 to 3 hours every single day. If we were overlooking Liam, I'd be at home with my little girl, spending more family time or whatever. We've put in a shift for this one, you know. And if you look on paper, I don't think that we're out of order for saying that we consider ourselves to be the favourite for the fight, because on paper he is the tested, proven pro, you know. And the only thing we've got to make a comparison is Liam's performance against Dylan. You know, if Liam had 12 round fights and, you know, come through all of them, you know, come through adversity, come through cuts, come through injuries, then we'd be sitting at the table and saying, you know, this is 50-50. But I think if you look at what Kaz has done and you look at what Liam's done, I think you know, it's okay for us to call ourselves the favourite in the fight, or what we consider ourselves to be the favourite. Another thing that I think that you've got to take into consideration is that when Liam beat Dylan, that was like 2.5 years ago, and he hasn't fought for 2.5 years. And in the time that Liam's, you know, been in the gym and developing and whatnot, Kaz has like come back from a comeback, fought in 3 12-round fights, you know, looks sensational in his comeback so far. I don't think that it's wrong for us to call ourselves a favourite in the fight, if I'm honest.
I mean, I go back to the fight with the Spanish lad you had, I don't think he was prepared whatsoever. I had to give him gloves, shin pads, and boots. That's not a fight who came out prepared.
We can't prepare
I
our
understand
opposition.
that, but don't.
You know,
I mean, you're looking at, and you've got a great record, but that's it. All it is a record.
Yeah.
so
This fight is on the night, regardless of what you've done in the past.
Can I ask a question to Liam and Howie?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that his record or his standard or his status has been inflated?
No, I'm not saying it was inflated, and I respect his record. But this is one fight. This is one fight shot off. One fight shot saloon. Whether Quaz has won 60 fights doesn't make a difference. It's this fight
That's what I rate about. I rate about Liam, that, you know, you're looking at this giant and you're not looking at him and saying that his record has been inflated or he's like a paper champion. We're saying he's a real champion, and we're still coming.
He's not 49-0 for nothing, and we know that. We're not silly.
Can I ask you another question? Sorry, Gav.
Actually, that's better for me.
We've actually had some experience fighting one of your fighters before, David Ryan.
Yes.
A good lad from your gym. Would you say that Liam's better than David?
I would say they're very the same. But I give a question to you. What was that fight when you fought David? What was that your professional fight, Quaz? How many was that?
Couldn't even tell you.
Was it 7, 10, 12?
Couldn't even tell you.
That was David's first 12-round fight, and you couldn't stop him.
Give him a share. 10 rounds.
But 10 rounds, but that was his first 10-round fight.
But again, he had a broken hand in the first round. That's the fight that we're referring to.
Okay.
He never lost a single round in 10 fights, and you're saying that David is comparable in standard to Liam.
Was that fight competitive? You're talking about an amateur going in with somebody with 10 and 12.
Isn't that what we've got now?
That's what you got now.
So that's what I mean. So you're saying that that was an amateur coming into the pros, but I won every single round on every single scorecard. So that fight ain't even close.
With a broken hand.
But they were competitive rounds. They were very competitive rounds. You know.
I wouldn't say competitive,
Yes,
because
And you fought awful that night, Kev, I'm just going to tell you, and you still won every
But this
round.
is the thing, you've just said, you've just made a point that was David coming into the pros. But that's exactly what Liam's doing.
He's a pro already.
Is that one pro fight? Like one pro
Did he
fight.
fight an unbeaten fighter?
Is that
Did
one
he fight an
fight?
unbeaten fighter?
Do I fight an unbeaten fighter?
Did he beat an unbeaten fighter?
In who?
Dylan.
Oh, yeah, but then who put a better performance in it?
Pardon?
Who put in a better performance in it?
Doesn't really make a difference. No, it doesn't make a difference. man.
You see, like I said, in that fight, people have seen a fraction of what I've got.
Right.
So
Let me do a bit of work. Let me do a bit of work.
Bring it back there.
You can see how much it means to not just the fighters, to the coaches. The coaches are the ones who put in the work in. It's an unthankful job.
It is. That's why I put no here.
And you can see how much it's so good to see. And I think everyone watching, everyone in here, can see how much this fight means to both fighters and to both coaches. So I'm going to bring you on to my next question. Harry,
Yes.
how would it feel? One, how does it feel being involved in a unification professional world title with your fighter? And second question, how would it feel to win it?
Well, this is what we do. This is it. This is a fantastic goal. It's like any fighter's dream. It's to get into this position. To be in this position is fantastic. To win it is going to be brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I mean, Quaz is a class act. We know that. To get that win against Quaz, be fantastic. Just fantastic.
Would you say this is Liam's and yours toughest fight going into, with the outcome that it could bring?
I would
Does
say
it mean the most?
it's the most important fight.
Yeah.
Every fight that we had, and Quaz will tell you, any fight he's fought for a title, you fight for that title, and that's it. It's the most important fight. Without a doubt, it's the most important fight. We can't deny it. We can't lie it. It's the most important fight that we've had.
And obviously, Liam is WK World Champion. Unfortunately, for which we're not going to go into, matters out of our control. That isn't on the line. However, you've got to give Kaz credit for putting his three titles on the line.
We'll have a great time after the fight, and we'll have a chat, and we'll have a. But I said, on fight night, it's going to be there. And as I said, we respect Quaz, we really do respect Neil. It's fantastic. It's just going to be one humbling on the fight. We've been waiting for months for this.
It's brilliant.
Absolutely months.
And Neil, same question to you. Obviously, you've trained a lot of champions. You've trained Kaz to 49-0. Would this be your biggest task, as in being a coach, taking all of these belts back, keeping all three belts at Uska, keeping all three belts with Kaz? And would you say this would be one of the biggest victories if it comes off, and like the most pressure you've felt for the outcome?
I think every fight brings its pressures, and every fight you got to get the W, ain't you? Like whether it was his 47, 48, 49, 50. I think the 50-0 is a tagline, but it's not the important thing here. The important thing is just winning the fight. And I think our kind of like changing, putting in the work for a fight isn't about Liam, or it's not about the belts. It's just our circumstances now. It's like I said to Kaz the other day, when you win this fight and you move on to your next fight, we can't do anything less for your next fight or anything.
No, you've said
less right to the end of your career. Do I think that Liam's skill set is the toughest he's ever faced? No, I don't. I think he's a very, very good fighter, Liam. Let's not get it twisted. A very, very good fighter, but I don't think it's the toughest fight he's ever fought. But styles make fights.
Either way, you're going to get the best Liam Alford, the best Kazim.
Yeah, and do you know what as well?
That's what I'm looking for.
I think as well, Gab, it's like, I'm not comparing like Liam and Kaz to Canelo and Mayweather, but when Canelo fought Mayweather and he wasn't quite ready at the time, but look at him now, I think we're going to get the same kind of thing here. I believe that Liam will come up short. But I don't believe that's the end of Liam's story. I think that Liam is good enough to,
Do you think he will be the next baton holder in this?
Yeah.
There's no one else in kickboxing as good as Liam. So if he did come up short, do you think he's going to be?
Potentially, but like I say, what TMA is doing right now is creating that resurgence in full contact. In 4 or 5 years' time, we might have someone biting on his ankles that are coming through. That's the next big thing. But I think definitely that Liam's good enough to carry the torch when Kaz hangs up his gloves, but that won't be on Sunday night.
Liam, we haven't heard you talk for a bit. How do you feel hearing that?
Me, I'm excited, man. I've had a great camp. Feel fit, feel healthy.
No, but how do you feel hearing someone say you've put all this work in, and you're gonna come up short, but
he's got to say that.
You will win the titles one day.
He's got to say that, like, you know, like he's not gonna come up here and say just hand away the belts. Like that's what.
Well, if I did say that, you wouldn't believe me.
like you know, like you're gonna come on, you're gonna say Kaz is gonna win. I'm his coach. We're gonna win, but it's our job to come in and take the belts, and that's what we're gonna do.
And you've done it before?
Yeah, I've done it before, and we'll do it again.
You've travelled quite a lot.
Yeah,
we've travelled quite a lot. Most of our big fights have been in England. Most of our big fights in England.
And what's your record coming over here?
In
England?
In England, we lost twice. We lost to Brad Foster, Liam fought him when he was 13, and Brad was 17. And we gave Brad a good fight. We came over for the experience, and then we fought Young Deacons.
Well, you've seen where Brad's ended up now in the boxing.
Yes, we gave Brad a very good fight, and Martin Foster would tell you that we gave Brad a very good fight when he was 13. We fought Young Jack Deacon. I believe we won that fight. In a close fight, I can't understand how a judge gives 5 rounds against a fighter. So, but all the other times, I think 5 times you've been over there.
Well, when you come over here against Dylan, to see how much, I've seen how much it meant to Liam, but to see how much it means to you as the coach, I remember that night. Dylan's one of mine. I don't train him, but he's part of the family.
I understand that.
When you won that fight and Sweet Caroline come on, I was jumping with you.
It's just unfortunate.
I don't think Dylan spoke to me for about 6 months now. He did, but
it's just unfortunate that we had no people travelling over because of that. As I said, trying to get here yesterday with the restrictions and filling out forms and this that. My God, it was a pain. I can understand why nobody was coming. It's just unfortunate.
I'm going to flip it now.
They can all watch on the pay-per-view though, can't they?
They can.
How much is in? $3.99. $3.99. I hope we can have a big week from Ireland on that. I hope we can have
we hope so. Yeah, hopefully. A lot of people asking.
You know what? Let's flip it. Let's flip it now. How good is Liam?
Yeah, he's very good, exceptionally good.
Very good.
He's got a style. I mean, we've studied Liam over the last flipping 12 weeks.
Years.
But he's got a style that even when he's not doing anything, he looks really busy. And he's got an eye-catching style. He's a flamboyant. He's got. I think his biggest strength is he breaks opponents' rhythm. I think that's a very good.
Would you agree? It's one of them, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he hits very hard.
I only want to hear good things. We're going to flip it now. Why is he Kaz's biggest test? Why, I know you're saying he may not be, but why is he good? Why is he world champion?
It's about tempo, rhythm, and we've been working hard to kind of offset his rhythm, as I'm sure he has ours. So I think that's his biggest strength. He's very fast. He's young, he's ambitious, he's got belief in himself. He's got all the qualities that I respect in a fighter. And that's why we've taken him serious like a heart attack.
Harry, I'm going to ask the same question to you. No negatives. How good is this man?
Because you have to admire class. You admire his style. He's so cool in the ring. He's never flustered. He gets himself into a nice position. And like I said, it's rhythm, movement, and Quaz has got it. I said he's not 49-0 for nothing, and we know that. But I think we've got the style to upset him.
I love it.
People say we haven't got the power. I mean, again, I just go back to the Dylan fight. I think you hit Dylan with I don't know how many power shots, and at once did you buzz him?
Maybe you need to watch that again.
What I usually watch it. You like myself. You watch.
How about? Ask Dylan yourself. Me and Dylan have been sparring.
I know Dylan yourself. Well aware you've been fine.
That's it. Yeah, man, so ask Dylan yourself if I buzz him.
I'll ask him tomorrow. So.
Dylan's actually going to be doing a bit of commentary on that for your two's fights. I don't think there's anyone more fitted. I love it though. I love it because I'll give both of you the task just to big the opponent up, and you've still had to say one little thing because it shows coaches are fighters. They've got their fighters mentality, and you know what?
But we're not in the middle of this. Listen.
No, yeah.
Gav, I thought that at first watch of when Liam fought Dylan, that was the first time I'd really watched Liam. This was before Kaz was facing him. And I thought, you know what, it carries some decent power. And then, obviously, when Kaz was matched with Dylan, we'd done a little bit of research and, sent a couple of emails. And two of his opponents that we spoke to said he hasn't got power. And then we had a lovely email last week, didn't we, Kaz, off one of his sparring partners that he's been sparring for this camp. And he said the same thing as well. He said, you don't have to worry about his power. You have to worry about his speed and his timing, which is kind of like what we've been training for. But I don't think that Liam...
Where did that email come from? Was it from back home? So you never know, it could have been employed by somebody.
Right, I think we're going to leave it there. But, guys, we're going to finish off with a head-to-head. We're going to flip the table so we can sell more. But, joking aside, thank you very much. £3.99, pay-per-view.
Pay-per-view.
Make sure you buy it. Guys, can we just have a head-to-head before you head over to have a talk with the gents?
Here in front of the table.
We'll just do it here. I'll just move these out of the way. Kaz, just get yourselves. Okay, over there, guys. Yeah.
How you doing? You up, Kazim? Question. 49-0. You spoke a bit about your 50th opponent. But one question I've got to ask you: out of all the performances you've had, has there been one fight and performance that has stood out the best for you? Why? Out of more than 49 fights.
I'd say that would have to be my favorite. Would you say that one my favorite? My first. I'd have to go back to my first professional world title. 2014 against a guy Storos, ex-Custodis, massive record on him, massive fighter, really top level. If you YouTube him, you'll see what level is at. That was for me my favorite fight, purely because I was fighting for the professional world title, which I've always wanted. And I'm fighting against a world-class fighter. We only got told his proper record, on the weigh-in, which is 169 wins out of 180 fights or something. So he come with a massive record. I went the full 12 rounds, won it conclusively. I'd say that's my favorite, because that really cemented me at world level. That was my introduction to being at world level. Yeah.
Perfect. So Kaz, this fight camp, you've gone into full-time coaching.
Yeah.
How have you managed to juggle family life and training full-time?
To be honest, I've had to, like I do on every fight, I've had to sacrifice everything. I sacrifice family time, I sacrifice, good food, literally everything, going out. My brother's wedding, my brother got married last month. I had to sacrifice days of his wedding. A lot of his wedding I had to sacrifice because of training. Anything that's come in the way has always been overtook by this, my training prep for this fight. So I've left everything in fight camp. So I just just to make sure that there's no excuses when it comes to fight time. So yeah, literally every sacrifice I've had to make, I've done it for this fight.
Perfect. One question before I pass you back to Ben. This fight, I've been following your training camp. I've been live watching your sparring. Yeah. What can we expect different? This Kaz, what's going to be different? That 50th fight, the big number.
Well, it's like what I said. A lot of people that weren't in kickboxing 6-7 years ago are going on my recent performances, and probably the biggest going on my fight with Dylan. But you'd know yourself, you'd know from the sparring and everything, what people seen in the Dylan fight was 25% of me.
Yeah.
And the level we've actually stepped up to now in fight camp. We've gone the last 12 weeks training 3 times a day, 6 days a week, like, you know, religiously. Like, I've had no other focus on nothing else. Like even just having that 2-3 hours every single day with Neil. You know, everyone knows that, you know, like Neil in the full contact game, like, is the doctor, you know, like, you know, there ain't many people that can, you know, step up to that level. And the level that has brought me on for this, it's like I've discovered things that even I didn't know what I could do. And, you know, everything's just gone perfect. Literally, like my pad work, my running, I beat all my records in running. I beat all my records in strength and conditioning. My sparring has been, like, you know, top level. I've been sparring top level fighters and not even disrespecting anyone. Like, I feel like I've been coming out on top on every spar. Like, there's nothing in this fight camp that has not gone my way or will give me a doubt. Like, everything just gone to plan. So that's why Sunday is just going to be, you know, implementing everything I've done into the ring. And once again, like I keep saying, it's proving why I'm the number one. Like I told Gavin when I come back, I want to fight all the best, all the champions, anyone that anyone considers to be the best. And that's exactly what I'm doing. So, you know, people mentioning Liam's name, saying, you know, like, oh, he's a top level world-class fighter. So he said, yeah, cool, let's get it on. And me doing what I'm doing now, is this just cementing my legacy. That's how I see it, just cementing it. So once I have done what I'm doing, that, you know, people can say, like, you know, Kaz fought everyone. He fought for all the titles, all the champions, all the contenders. So there can't even be a question mark over it. Yeah. You get what I mean?
I understand. Up to you, Ben.
Yeah. Just one more question. I mean, you spoke about sacrifice, you spoke about weddings being cut short. You're the home fighter, top of the bill again. I mean, I've seen the performances in the past, but again, with the build-up, the break that we've all had, what is the pressure like being the home fighter, 50th fight, everything that probably would break the average man? Talk me through your mind.
It's like what I always say. It's a weird feeling because I don't actually do pressure. Like I always say, I'm always super confident in anything I do, not just kickboxing. In anything I do, I'm always super confident, and I feel like it's weird. I don't feel a pressure. I just feel like all it is to me, it's another day at the office, and just, you know, showing people that there's levels to this and showing my level. I always say, like, with my own self-confidence, me showing my level, just like, you know, it's just going to whitewash everyone else. I feel like, you know, they ain't no one that I feel like that can stand with me at 63 kg in the world, in full contact, and they've got a chance of beating me. Like, it's just my confidence. Like, I don't do pressure. I don't even thinking, like, you know, people are going and saying, oh, you're 49-0 and it's your 50th fight. I don't even think about it as my 50th fight. I just think of it as it's another fight. You know, one day I might be saying, oh, it's my 60th fight or my 70th fight. You never know. But I don't look at the whole, like, you know, everyone's going on the whole thing about 50, the big 50. I don't think about that. It's not a pressure. It's yeah, like, you know, like, how many people can say they've actually done that? How many people can even say they've had 50 fights? And yeah. So there ain't many people that can actually say that. And to go 50 fights unbeaten, I don't know. I don't think there's anyone in kickboxing that has ever done it. And I don't think there ever will be.
We look forward to seeing it down Sunday. Thank you very much.
That was wonderful. It just gives us the buzz even more. And now I think Liam's heading over to us as well. Coming away from home, Liam. How you feeling, champ? You good?
Good, yeah. Feeling good, excited.
Wonderful. Great to have you back on TMA. Your last fight was for the WK World title. You're coming this time. I know you always fight away. You're coming away again. But how do you think it's going to feel coming away with no fans, no family, just you and your coaches?
See, at the end of the day, the fans aren't in the ring. You know, your friends, your family, they're not in the ring. It's only me and Quaz, me and the opponent, so it's no different. Another day at the office, like Quaz said, everyone's the same.
Off the back of that as well, I know you said the fans don't get in the ring. That's true. The coaches don't get in the ring either, although they may do, to be fair. But how are you feeling? So 2 days away now, just you and him in the ring. Probably biggest fight of your life, but I'm sure there may be more to come. But how are you feeling at the moment?
Yeah, no, I'm feeling ready. I'm feeling it's the right time. So we had the best camp we've had. Because of the lockdown, we've had the time, we've had the opportunity, and I just feel like it's my time. I'm ready.
And we've watched this happen at the table. Early fireworks. I'm sure there'll be more on Sunday. Does that affect you? Does it inspire you more? Does that get in the way at all? That's someone talking about your coach at the end of the day. Like, how does that make you feel?
No, to be honest, like, it doesn't matter at all. Like, you know, because the fight's won or lost already. You know, like in the training camp, you're getting ready for the fight. You're getting yourself ready, and all this talking, you know, it's to promote the fight. It doesn't really matter. We still have to go on, put on a show, perform. So the talking doesn't matter to me.
I know I followed your amateur career. You had a very good career in amateur, flying over to England quite a lot of times. This is your second professional world title. Not a lot of professional fighters can say how young you are as well. This is my second professional world title. This is your dream come true. All the belts on the line. Let's say on Sunday you believe you're going to win. What's next for Liam after that?
So like we're not going to look past the fight. You know, we're not going to overlook the fight because obviously it's a big fight. But we have what it takes. But like, sky's the limit. Just like we've always done, just open doors and take every opportunity that comes. Like, we're not going to back down from any fight. Like a couple of fighters said tonight, you know, there's no point being a cherry picker.
100%.
So whoever's best, give me them. So then you can prove that you're the best. Like, there's no point saying you're a world champion if you're not fighting the best, you know?
Yeah.
So that's what we want to do. We want to fight Quaz because at the minute he's the man. Like, after that, then whoever else is considered the man, let's prove him wrong.
Perfect. And what's your prediction?
Win. And anyway, if it's a stoppage, if it's points, whatever we have to do Sunday night to win, that's what's going to happen.
That's perfect. So I'd like to invite Gavin over with the bouts, Kasim as well for the face-off. We'll have yourself on this side, Liam.
How much was it? Sorry. $4.99. $3.99. Just $3.99.
$3.99, guys. This fight is on this weekend. Super excited. We've got Liam, Kasim, 4 bouts on the line. Yeah.
Can someone take some photos of me, please?
Yeah.
Can someone take like a proper one? I'm going to do this, don't worry.
One more time, guys. TMASportsNetwork.com. It's only $3.99. Incredible show. Credit where credit's due. Kasim Beg, Liam Alford, main card of the night. Tune in, $3.99. Thank you.